Welcome to Module 3. Why should anyone choose you? This is where we're going to talk about your value proposition. Now, this is the third decision that you are going to make. You've chosen your business model and you know how customers will find you. Now you need to answer, why should they choose you? This isn't about being better. It's about being different in a way that matters. Because when you get this right, customers are going to seek you out. For this module, we will be referring to the third chapter in the study guide. And the case study in chapter 3 concerns Maya, who owns Elevate Fitness Studio. This is a boutique fitness center offering specialized HIIT, yoga, strength training classes. And after 3 years of operation, her growth had stopped. She had built a loyal following through word of mouth, but she was struggling to attract new clients. Her digital presence was minimal and fragmented. She had a basic website that wasn't particularly mobile friendly. She had Instagram and Facebook, but she wasn't posting regularly. And Zack, her digital experience manager, spent weeks analyzing their digital presence. He found interconnected issues, a digital presence that was minimal and fragmented, a disconnected digital customer experience. Maya was confused. We have amazing instructors and a beautiful space, and our current members love us, is what she thought. The problem was that their website didn't communicate why anyone would choose Elevate. They listed classes and types and instructors, but they didn't answer the question that matters. Why Elevate instead of the gym down the street or any of the other options? The harsh feedback was the people she was trying to reach had no idea why they should join. Maya had fallen into a classic trap. She built a great studio without defining her value proposition. She described what she offered, but not why it matters or why Elevate was different. The mistake is jumping straight into explaining what you offer, because customers don't buy what you do. They need to understand why. Why should I care? What's in it for me? And how? How are you different from every other option? Without that, you're just noise in a crowded market. This problem exists in traditional businesses too, but being digital makes it worse. In traditional businesses, you might be the only one offering what you do in your neighborhood. People walk by, they see your space, and maybe they stop in. In a digital business, you're competing with everyone everywhere, with local shops, national chains with huge budgets, digital platforms. Without a clear value proposition, customers will have no reason to choose you. Maya was competing against studios with thousands of Instagram followers, gyms that offered cheaper membership, digital platforms with celebrity instructors, free YouTube workouts. Basically, she was invisible. I want you to consider why a beautiful website isn't enough. Why isn't saying we have amazing instructors, a beautiful space, and our members love us a compelling enough value proposition? Quality and customer satisfaction are important, but why isn't that enough? What's missing? I want you to consider your case study. Not about what you offer, but why anyone should care. Why should they pick you? Does your business need to be the absolute best to succeed, or is there another way to stand out from the competition? I'd like you to reflect on this. Turn to a new page in your journal. At the top of the page, write Module 3, Reflection 1, and today's date. Below that, write what my case study is really missing. And reflect on your case study business. If you only described what you do, what's missing from that description? What does a potential customer still not know about you that will make them choose you? Think about the gap between describing what you do and actually making someone want to choose you. Find a quiet spot and take 5 to 10 minutes to reflect on this. Remember that what matters here is your strategic, creative thinking. Maya has to figure out what was Elevate's actual value proposition. She started thinking through 3 layers: the outcome she delivers, who she delivers it for, and what makes Elevate's approach different. Remember from Module 2, when you buy a drill, you're not actually buying a drill, you're buying a hole in the wall? Maya's instinct was to say, we provide HIIT, yoga, strength training classes, but that's the drill. And what's the hole in the wall? What are her members actually trying to accomplish? It might be, I want to feel empowered without the intimidation of big gym culture. Or I need a routine that fits my lifestyle as a working parent. Or I want to be part of a community where I feel included. These are actual outcomes that people actually want. Maya realized she isn't selling fitness classes. She's selling confidence, community, and sustainable fitness for busy lives. The principle is, your value proposition starts with the outcome your customer wants, not the product you provide. From Module 2, Maya knew her customer wasn't just anyone who wants to get fit. That was too broad. Her best members shared a common situation. They were busy professionals and parents. They were intimidated by big gym culture. They were looking for structure and flexibility. They wanted community, not competition. This is a very specific situation. It includes people across different demographics. It includes men, women, different age groups, and different fitness level. But they all share this common situation and need. Maya realized her value isn't for serious athletes or beginners. It's for busy people who want sustainable fitness in a supportive environment without intimidation or rigid schedules. The principle here is to define your value proposition for a specific situation and not a broad demographic. Be targeted. Now the critical question: why Elevate instead of any other option? Maya had to be honest about Elevate's unique strengths. She had small group classes. She had real instructors who gave personalized attention. She had flexible booking. She had a welcoming atmosphere. And she had community events outside of class. This is a unique combination. Other studios, sure, they could offer small classes, and plenty offered flexible schedules, but few really understood the needs of busy professionals and parents who wanted challenge without intimidation or community without pressure. Maya realized her differentiation wasn't just good instructors and a nice space. It was her understanding of her particular customer situation and creating an environment that addressed their needs. The principle is, your differentiation comes from understanding the unique match between your strengths and your customer's unique situation. After working through these 3 layers, Maya could finally communicate Elevate's value proposition. And this is what she came up with. Elevate helps busy professionals and parents bring sustainable fitness into their lives without intimidation of big gym culture. Our small group classes and flexible scheduling in a supportive environment challenge you to be your best without judgment. Do you see what this does? It describes an outcome, sustainable fitness without intimidation. It describes a situation for busy professionals and parents with busy lives. It describes her difference, small groups, flexibility, community support versus impersonal gyms, and she offers a level of proof, describing unique features that deliver on the promise. This isn't a tagline or a slogan. This is a strategic statement that guides everything: her website copy, her content topics, which discovery methods to prioritize, how she explains what Elevate is. I want you to consider this. Does being specific limit you? Elevate's original value proposition was, we offer HIIT, yoga, and strength training with amazing instructors in a beautiful space. Compare that to her new one. Elevate helps busy professionals and parents bring sustainable fitness into their lives without the intimidation of big gym culture. Our small group classes and flexible scheduling in a supportive environment challenge you to be your best without judgment. Does this version actually work better, or does it just sound better? What's the real difference? Layer 2 says who it's for. Elevate chose busy professionals and parents wanting to bring sustainable fitness into their lives instead of anyone who wants to get fit. Does narrowing your focus mean fewer potential customers? And is that a problem or not? Elevate's differentiation comes from their community atmosphere and inclusive approach. What if your business doesn't have an obvious differentiator like this? Does that mean you can't stand out? How else could you be different? I'd like you to reflect on this now. Take out your journal, and at the top of a new page, write today's date and reflection number 2, and below that write the trade-off I'm making by being specific. Many businesses try to appeal to everyone because they're afraid of excluding potential customers. Think about your case study if you tried to be for everyone. Write what that generic for everyone value proposition would sound like. Then write out a unique value proposition that describes who your business is for and why. Compare them. Which one would actually make someone choose you? Why? What are you giving up by being specific? What are you gaining? And is it worth the trade-off? Find a quiet spot, take 5 to 10 minutes, and reflect on this. Just write your thoughts. Think creatively and strategically. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. Maya articulated Elevate's value proposition, but there's still a problem. Why should anyone believe her? Claiming you're different is easy. Proving it is hard. Every value proposition creates a credibility gap. You claim we offer supportive community and flexible scheduling, and your customer thinks, sure, but how do I know it's actually like that? This gap exists for every business, but it's especially wide in digital businesses. In a traditional business, you can walk into the studio, see the atmosphere, try a class, talk to members. There's tangible proof. In a digital business, everything is claims and promises. Customers can't see, feel, or experience before deciding to visit. The credibility gap is wider. You need to prove it digitally. Maya and Zack worked through 4 ways to close their credibility gap. First, there was their credentials and expertise. They had instructor certifications. All the instructors were certified in their specialties. They had experience, 15 years of combined teaching experience. They had specialization. They focused on form and injury prevention. That's necessary, but it's not sufficient. The next type of proof is results and evidence. They had member testimonials, before and after stories with specific outcomes. This is stronger because it shows actual results. Third, they looked at process and methodology. Their specific approach was small groups, instructors who know your name and your goals. This shows there's substance behind the claim, not just empty promises. And fourth, they looked at their personal authority. They shared their member stories, their instructor bios, and social proof. They had an active Instagram page showing actual classes with real members and community events. This creates a connection and it builds trust because you can see actual people and a real community. I want you to consider this. What proof matters the most in your case study? How important is credibility? What's the biggest credibility gap that you need to fill? Consider the types of proof you would use. Would you focus on credentials, results, process, or personal authority? I want you to reflect on this now. Turn to a new page in your journal. At the top of the page, write today's date and reflection 3, and below that write my credibility gaps and how I'd fill them. Think about your case study. How credible are you? What are your credibility gaps? What would make your potential customers skeptical about choosing you? Write about the gap between what you claim and what you can prove, and specifically, how you will close that gap. I'd like you to find a quiet place where you can write for 5 to 10 minutes. Just think strategically and creatively about this. Remember, there's not a right or wrong answer. It's just your thinking process that matters. Now you're ready to draft your value proposition for your case study. In part 1, you're going to write about the 3 layers. First, the outcome. What transformation or results does your customer get? Then the situation. Who specifically is this for? What situation are they in? And then the difference. Why you instead of the alternatives? What's your unique approach? For part 2, write a statement. Write 2 or 3 sentences that bring these 3 layers together. For part 3, that's your credibility strategy. What's the credibility gap? What would make your customers skeptical? And what proof do you have or can you build? Use the 4 types: credentials, results, process, authority. How will you demonstrate value and not just claim it? In our next session, Module 4, we'll discuss how will you know if all of this is working, and I look forward to seeing you there.